Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I'll say shalom to Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled Response. We've predicted wars before, and we were wrong. All right, and this is a response to this article. This guy that wrote this article, whoever it was, all right, not that he's going to see it, but it's a response to Are We Headed for World War III? All right, we're going to go ahead and read the article. This might be an in-transit lesson. We'll run a little bit late, but hey, we got to do what we got to do. It says, Are we headed for World War III? It says, students discussed the threat of China invading Taiwan, the war in Ukraine, and polarizing domestic politics. It says, and we can skip the editor's note because it talks about, asking students about certain questions. But anyway, here's the point. It says the war of ideas. It says whether it begins in the South China Sea or Eastern Europe, World War III feels more likely with each passing day. But what's more concerning is the domestic war of ideas that would surely accompany it. During the Cold War, the stark contrast between the American way of life, individual liberty and free markets, and the Soviet system, political oppression and state control of the economy, which is literally what America's doing, but people they just hide it in a way that people can't even see. It says, made it easy for Americans to rally around our ideas and oppose our enemy. The same can be said about our national attitude towards, who's Germany and Imperial Japan. I'd say it, who knows how YouTube is these days. But here's the point down here, really. It says, but that dynamic doesn't apply to America today, as the public debates whether such ideas as free markets, limited government, and individual liberty are even worth defending, because we don't really even have those things, to be fair. All right, as people living in America, I wouldn't consider myself American. None of the brothers that are over here would. All right, but we do live in America, all right, and we don't have any individual freedoms. We might have some compared to China, all right, but it's a different level. Slavery still exists. It says they have at defeating Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Putin's Russia, or Xi Jinping's China in the next world war will depend on national consensus. Then our ideas are better than theirs. It's hard to imagine such unity happening anytime soon. It says, still, most Americans are rallying for a free Ukraine and learning about China's oppression of its own people through increased news coverage. The national attitude towards our potential enemies is shifting in the right direction, but without a stronger national understanding of what makes America good, we'll lack the domestic unity necessary to put up a winning fight. Nothing makes America good, and you're not going to be able to put up a winning fight. All right, and that's from Trevor Kiefer at Chapman University, law student. All right, well, maybe, get into a different field or just stick with law, because this ain't helping you any. And here, well, no, this is the point, Slovakia. This is the point. Here it is. It says we've predicted wars before and we're wrong, because it's asking, how, is World War III? Are we headed towards World War III? And then they're saying, we've predicted wars before and we know we've been wrong, trying to basically downplay the situation when World War III will very much happen. All right. It says we predicted wars before and we were wrong. It says it doesn't take much for Americans to deem a conflict the next world war. When U.S. forces assassinated Iran's Jen Qasem Soleimani in January 2020, people were quick to tweet hashtag World War III and speculate about nuclear fallout. Months later, the question went viral again surrounding China-India border tensions. All right, but the thing is that they say these things, but, and it says nowadays most Americans have forgotten these events even happened, which raises the question, why are we so obsessed with identifying the next global conflict, and why are we consistently wrong? All right, you're consistently wrong, but guess who's not consistently wrong? All right, the prophets, they're not consistently wrong. All right, World War III has been prophesied. All right, it is within the Bible, and it will come regardless how much you Edomites think it's not going to come. All right, regardless of whatever type of stupid-ass articles you want to put out. It says, since World War II, the military entertainment complex has become embedded into our culture narrative. From films such as Top Gun to video games such as Call of Duty, Americans aren't merely desensitized to warfare. We pay top dollar to be enamored of it. Our fascination with war motivates us to speculate its emergence. In discussing Third World War, however, Americans perpetuate two misguided assumptions that World War I and World War II are history's only world wars, and that our next global war will mirror warfare from 80 years ago. And that's complete BS in here. bear with me. All right, slack you for that. So let me go back to where we were. It says, so yeah, and I noticed my mic was covered up there for a minute. It says Americans perpetuate two misguided assumptions that World War I and World War II are history's only world wars, and that our next global war will mirror warfare from 80 years ago. It says the next major global conflict won't be fought with trench warfare, blitzkrieg, or other familiar mechanisms of other world war. And anybody thought that was going to happen? You know, we think you're going to be over here with fucking World War I bomber plane. What the fuck? Why would you assume that the weaponry is going to be 80 years ago? Have you not seen any of the modern technology? So here we are. We're going to go and fight with weapons from World War I and World War II. Have you not played? It mentioned Call of Duty. Have you not played any of the recent Call of Duties? They're not using why don't we go one step backwards? Is World War III going to be fought with muskets? What the fuck are these people thinking, man? Obviously not. We have, there's multiple different technological advantages that happened since then. I don't know what the fuck whoever, we'll get that in a minute, says the next major global conflict won't be fought with trench warfare, blitzkrieg, or other familiar mechanisms from other world wars. It will be fought or averted with cyber tactics and economic sanctions. Well, if you've looked at any war that America's had since, or in pretty much any other country, they've all had, they've all had technological advancements since then. Night vision. Even if you look at Vietnam, all right, back in the late 60s through the very early 70s, all right, they had technological advancements. What the fuck is this? And this is a dumb bitch, basically. That was writ by Meredith Perkins from Miami University, Diplomacy and Global Politics. Maybe get into a different field, Meredith, because apparently you don't know what the fuck's going on. Now, this person says, there will be no war. Okay, let's see what this has to say. I didn't read this far in this article. When I saw this the other day, I just read the one that said, we predicted wars and we were wrong. Well, guess what, Meredith? You better be hoping, all right, that the prophets are wrong on this one. But guess what? You keep on hoping, because it ain't going to come true. All right, the prophets aren't wrong on this one, because it comes directly from the Bible. World War III is biblical. It's prophesied. But regardless if you believe it or not, it's still going to happen. Okay, there will be no war. It says, as America comes to terms with no longer being the world's only superpower, Washington has taken steps to ensure it can maintain its hegemony in support of liberalism across the globe. But that recognition itself is crucial and ultimately suggests that a third world war won't happen. That's complete bullshit. It says, why? With a rising China, who is to say the U.S. wants to engage in, must let's win a war with another superpower. Whoever wrote this is fucking dumb as shit. It says, instead, the U.S. will likely seek proxy wars and maintain its power while attempting to balance its other international commitments, such as the war in Ukraine. That there is no political will for the U.S. to get involved in war on a global scale counsels the favor of this thesis, never mind politicians' claim to the contrary. Well, World War III is unlikely. That's bullshit. World War III is likely. And a matter of fact, World War III is guaranteed. This guy says World War III is unlikely. That's bullshit. While World War III is unlikely, the alternative may not be much better, especially with the nation's own domestic political situation intensifying over a range of cultural and social issues. Instead, America should focus inward and care for its own internal needs first. Do you know America? They don't care about fucking internal needs. You got to realize that with the debt ceiling's all fucked up. No, but they're still... Who wrote this? Oh, that explains a lot. William Benson of the Catholic University of America, Politics. Find a different field, William. All of you people on this need to fucking find a different field, because god damn, you're dumb. Anyway, we're gonna grab at least a couple scriptures. I'm gonna probably have to do a part 2 to this. Like I said, this is halfway at the house, and then it was halfway in transit, so I'm gonna have to finish it up, Lord willing. This is Matthew 24. And, speaking of, the times to come, all right, and World War III is prophesied, okay? This is Matthew 24 and 1. It says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Look around, seeing all these things that are around here. You see all these things? Basically, all right, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. So these are all the signs, all right? So listen, you're seeing a lot of these. It says, here it is, here's the point in 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Now you got to realize these are the signs, not just one. Well, we've heard of wars, of rumors of wars. Okay, all these things got to line up perfectly, all right? And they're starting to, all right? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, which has happened, pestilences, which has happened. We just had that thing in 2020. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. We had that massive earthquake in Turkey/Syria, all right, Turkey-Syria area, all right, more than we've ever had, and for a extremely long amount of time. All these are the beginning of sorrows, verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. That's a future prophecy. That's something that's going to happen. It says, in verse 10, it says, and many shall be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And here's something, that's coming, all right? And here's something that's happened now. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's a current and future prophecy, verse 12. All right, because right now the love of many is waxing cold, but it's really, it's really waxed cool at the moment. All right, it's cool. It's not fully cold yet. It is waxing cold. All right, but comparatively, all right, to the things that are coming in the future, all right, this is very a very cool, not a full cold yet. All right, not saying that not taking away from what the Lord's doing, but comparatively, all right, you think what you're seeing is bad now, just like the pestilences. The pestilences we've had right now have been many pestilences. All right, the earthquakes have been many earthquakes. All right, not many as in M-A-N-Y, but many. All right, or not many as in Slakia, not many as in M-I-N-Y as tiny, but many as in M-A-N-Y. All right, so there's and no, vice versa, Slakia. I fucked it up. No, the earthquakes right now are many, tiny. All right, not many as in a lot, which there are a lot, but there are a lot of tinier ones. All right, and you're like, what are you talking about, tiny ones? The one in Turkey was awful. It was huge. Well, guess what? The Lord has way more, all right, up his sleeve than that. All right, that was on the. You got to realize on the scale of the Lord's power, the things we're seeing right now are very, very tiny. All right, they're minuscule compared to his full amount of power. All right, especially, and you're gonna know that when you see the end days. All right, Jacob's trouble. It's gonna be awful. All right, so what you're seeing right now with the love of many waxing cold, that's going to be a million times worse. All right, with the false prophet, that's going to be worse. All right, as we get closer and closer. All right, the war is not going to be no longer a rumor, but it will be turned into a full war. All right, but hey, keep up with your unbelief. You don't have to believe. No one's forcing you to believe, but just know that just because you don't believe, don't mean it's not going to happen. So let's continue on. It says, let's read 12 again. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And just as we said, right now, a lot of these things are happening. All right, but they're on a tiny scale. All right, not what's the word I'm looking for? Not taking away from what the Lord's doing, because some people will try to skew it that way. But the Lord has much more power up his hands, and he's just getting started. All right, he's just getting started. It says, verse 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And then here's another thing that's ultimately that shows you of this prophecy that it hasn't fully come to pass yet in the past, but it's coming to pass now. Verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's happening now. Okay, that's happening now. That wasn't happening 200-300 years ago. All right, that's happening currently, and that's not speaking of the gospel of the kingdom is Christianity or Jesus Christ. No, it's the gospel of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay, now that is being preached in all the world. All right, for a witness unto all nations right now. All right, so and there's never been that happening at the same time with wars, rumors of wars, and pestilence and earthquakes going down. It's obvious, but guess what? You people just don't want to see it, man. You people don't want to see it. Let's get Jeremiah 28:8, and I think I'm going to have to cut it and come back for part 2. Jeremiah 28:8, it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied, both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, so it's been told, but guess what? You don't listen. You guys don't listen. Okay? You guys don't listen. And I think I'm going to close it right there. because the other things that I got to get into, I got to do more explaining. I did want to at least start it up before I, head down to the plantation, because, if I don't get it started, it makes me feel like I didn't do a damn thing for the day. So, Salaki for that. You'll see it more likely in one whole piece. I'm going to stitch together the first two parts, and then the other part, I don't know, it might be separate. We'll have to see, Lord willing. All right, so, hey, with that, that's been the part one of response. We've predicted wars before, and we were wrong. All right, so, hey, with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles that taught me at Great Millstone, that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing. Shalom. 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 Back at it. All right, after the plantation. All right, Salakia. I run short on time today, but hey, still got to get it in. All right, so it's just gonna be in parts, unfortunately. All right, so nevertheless, all right, we're picking back up from where we were. All right, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there pursuing this truth diligent. All right. So as we were leaving up, we just got done talking about this guy, William Benson, all right, and dealing with grabbing Jeremiah 28:8, which we'll grab again, all right. We'll read it one more time. It says Jeremiah 28:8. It reads, "The prophets that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence." Okay, and the thing is that you people simply just don't want to believe it. All right, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to listen. All right, regardless. All right, you Israelites even. Okay, now the nations, of course they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the prophecy of their downfall. Okay, but you Jakes out there, hey, you just, Jake has been wicked for a very long time, man. All right, very long time, even during biblical occurrences. Very wicked. All right, our people. So let's get it in the Good News Translation. It says, the prophets, this is Jeremiah 28:8, again in the Good News Translation. It says, the prophets who spoke long ago before my time and yours predicted the war, not the war, but that war, starvation and disease would come to many nations and powerful kingdoms. But, Babylon is one of the ones that thinks they're immune. Okay, there was a lesson I was watching today that by Street Teacher, and it was called, let me open up YouTube here. And Salakia for the strangeness of the lesson. All right, I know the first half didn't really have any music, but the second half does. But hey, regardless of how busy we are, all right, we make time for the Lord. Okay, regardless if we don't have enough time before work, we'll start it up. Or hey, if we get out of work, we're still making it. All right. So in a perfect situation, I like it when I have my days off where I can do it, first thing. All right, and spend as much time as I want on it. But you know how Babylon is, man, with the fucking plantation. And hey, that's how it goes, man. Sometimes that's just how it goes. But regardless, this work's still coming out. This truth is still coming out. Let me grab it now. Where was it? You know what? I think it was an older lesson. I think it was actually an older lesson, and I believe it was the lesson from 7 days ago called "We Told You He Was the Devil." I believe was the topic. All right, speaking about that Jake. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I believe in that lesson he was speaking about. And I kind of lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? That's gonna bug the hell out of me. What were we just speaking of? Come on now, brain, get with the program. All right, but hey, we'll move it on if we can't. If it doesn't come to us, but hey, we'll keep it flowing. But hey, You know, he was mentioning something in that, and I believe it was talking about, you know, let's see. Let me see if I can just jump to a random point and see what he's talking about and see if it can re-spark the thought.
He's preparing to chip your ass up, thinking you can be a part of his rig and his Internet of Things and all that other shit he's trying to do.
Yeah, it did spark it. It did spark it. We told you it was the devil. Okay, cool. It sparked it. The pride of Esau, Edom, and Salakia for the brain fart there, as you would call it. But hey, Thawadi Halbal Shemi Shai for bringing that back to me. Just through an instant of watching that video. It wasn't even the part that was really. It was really that he was talking about, but I just remembered it as he was talking. You know, through in that video, he speaks on. You know, I can't remember the name of the guy. But it's that science guy. What's his name? Let me see. Let me go to the video. His name is.
You still got it.
What's this guy's name? Yuval Harari. Yuval Noah Harari. All right, because we were talking about the pride of these guys because they, you know, like as we were saying in Jeremiah 28:8. We were saying about Jeremiah 28:8. You know, these people don't believe it, all right? Like the scripture says, you know, the prophets spoke long ago speaking of these things, all right? But you people don't want to hear it. And another thing, and that's the Jakes, all right? And then Edomites, all right, and other nations, they have this hubris, this pride where they don't think they're ever going to be taken down. That's why I mentioned Street Teacher's lesson. It's an older lesson, 7 days now, but you know, you have people like Yuval Harari say, "Oh, we don't need God, right? We all know, you know, whatever, you know," and they basically, you know, think that the Most High is not going to do anything, or that they're going to be able to fight their way out of this. There's another video other than Yuval Harari. Let me see if I can find that one. I don't know. It might have been Yuval Harari as well. It sounded like a different guy. Yeah, see, Yuval Noah Harari on my screen. It says, "We will be beyond the God of the Bible," and that's hey man, that's wicked as hell. All right, is this the one here? Let me see. Yeah, so this is a different guy. I don't know who this guy is. Does he say? Let me see.
Hold on. That's what they say. I got the video. Let's see. I'll play it. You can hear it. Want you? Atlantic Ocean on the other side.
Here, you can hear Street Teacher talking about it. Here, let me go open up my camera. Let me pause that. Here, check this out.
His word. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above, out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. And that's what Esau says. Esau says that nobody can defeat them in a battle. Nobody can overtake the United States. I got a little short video where these devils are literally saying that. Because we got the Pacific Ocean on the one side, the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. Even if they managed to come to the United States, we could easily defeat them because there's so many guns. Out of every 100 people, there are 120 rifles. That's what they say. I got the video. Let's see. I'll play it. You can hear it. I want you to hear this. These people are proud.
I'll have to put you a little bit closer to the speaker on this one, but here I'll turn it over here.
Where
Let me
is it?
see. He's pulling it up currently, but let me see if I can. I wonder if he put the video in the.
You hear this?
Here.
Hold up.
You can just listen to it.
Here's why no country on the planet can successfully invade the United States and win in a war. Firstly, the U.S. has many advantages based on its geographic location. Not only is our country covered in all types of different terrain like mountains, forests, and deserts, but we also have two giant moats on both sides, the Atlantic and Pacific.
It's a lot here.
Anyway,
No country on the planet can successfully.
we don't need it. You know, the brother has it in his video. If you want to watch the full thing, you can go there. It's the we told you he was the devil. All right, you can see if you go to his page, it's got like a blue that on it. All right, you have to go into his live for that. You can go and watch that. But hey, yeah, you know, these people, these Edomites, all right, and some of these even these heathens think that Esau is gonna, you know, help them. Help us, Esau, get us out of this. All right, and these Edomites have this hubris about them. All right, they're very, very prideful. All right, they're very, very prideful. And as you heard the guy in that video saying, you know, we got the oceans and, you know, all there's guns and hey man, Look, so even if you do, even the prophets that have been prophesying before their time, all right, they didn't believe them then, and they don't believe them now, all right, because they're a very proud people. Scripture comes to mind. This is Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. Let me go to that chapter. 5, let's see. Verse 6 says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, because he's a thief. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness into his house, covetousness that he woe to him that coveteth, if I could speak, an evil covetousness, jeez, man, get with the program, to his house. All right, it's a hard word for me to say. Leave me alone, man. All right, to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. You can continue reading it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity. Okay. Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. You can continue to go on, man. They're very, very prideful people. All right, they have a lot of hubris about them. All right, they're very vain, and they think, oh, we can fight anything. We can fight anything. All right, you could throw up, freaking robots and tanks and machine guns and robots and mechs and titans and all these other things, and you say, we can fight it. We can fight anything. No, you can't, man. You're gonna be oh boy, do you have an ass whooping headed for your way. All right, and we don't really need to get any more of this article. We're just gonna continue on in scriptures, because after this, man, we got there will be no war, and we got the one that says we predicted wars before and we were wrong. Any of this, these people are already idiots. We don't need to, read any more of this BS. Okay, if you want to read it, you can read it. There's only like one more write-in, I guess. These are from different students that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right. I wonder if Vocab Malone's somewhere in here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Wall Street Journal, if you're interested. Wall Street Journal, are we headed for World War III? And to answer that, yes. Yes, we are headed for World War III. But not that you're going to believe it, but we are headed for World War III. So, let's get it. This is Revelation 8 and 13. I didn't want to do that. Slack you. Let's get it. Revelation 8 and 13. Was it 8 or 18? 8 and 13. All right, so check this out. It says, this is Revelation 8:13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. Okay, so when this was said, this woe, 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 that's speaking of each occurrence of a major world war. Okay, you had the first World War, the Second World War, all right, and coming soon is the Third World War. Now you say, why are we supposed to believe you with whoa, 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 meaning war? Now, if we grab Revelation 9 and 12, okay, we can go over there. Let's grab it. Revelation 9 and 12. It says, now if you read up in Revelation 9, it's speaking of, it's speaking of the events in World War I. Now, if you don't have the Spirit on you to receive it, then you're not going to be able to understand anything in this Bible, let alone this, okay? But if you go down to verse, well, the best one, the one that I always get is in verse 9, okay? If you get verse 9, it says, and they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. Okay, now let's see. Let's just check something out. I want to see if I can horses galloping sound. Do we have multiple? Okay, check this out so you know I'm not BSing. I'm not bullshitting you. Check this out. This is Running of the Horses, Indian Days, 2014. Now, listen. You hear the hoofs, right? You hear the hoofs? Let's go back to the scripture. It says, and they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. Now check this out. It's not going to sound exactly the same, but you got to realize the many horses, all right, and many chariots, it's probably more than however many horses were in that video. It's like World War I plane sound. Let's see. So there you go. There you go. Let's see. Listen to that. Now, if you didn't know what a plane was, you could understand how that can sound like the sound of chariots, the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. Many horses. Now listen to this. In verse 10, it says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. Now, if you look at a World War I plane, there's a thing that they had in World War I called a tail gunner. Okay, let's get it. Tail gunner, World War I. Okay, and we'll get up the picture again. Check this out. Tail gunner, World War I. All right, where they sit in the tail. All right, as a scorpion would be. All right, they'd hang out the back. Okay, just like that. Can we get a better photo? Yeah, check that out. Their sting was in their tails. Okay, got it? Because, before the modern guns, before they had, the ones where you could, like the Raptors or whatever. Let's get that, let's see, like an F-22 Raptor. Can we see, like, the underside? Like, see the underside? I think these ones have guns, but anyway, we'll just use it as an example, even if this one doesn't have guns. All right. Modern planes will have like and this one. Let's see. Let's see. See, this one had, okay, so I guess this might be a bomber. All right, these might be bomber planes instead. I'm not, claiming to be the most well-versed about, military planes, but these ones list are like do the missiles, all right? But on a modern plane, usually they have, I'll show you right, they'll have like a big turret like right here, all right? And they can control them from inside of the cockpit. All right, back in the day, it wasn't like that. Let me start up the music again. Back in the day, it wasn't like that, all right? You needed a tail gunner. It says, and they, in verse 10 again, Revelation 9 and 10, it says, and they had tails like unto scorpions, like unto scorpions, all right? Not scorpions, they had scorpions. No, they were like unto scorpions. And there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. Okay, and then it says, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. Verse 12, it says, one woe was past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So, if that was that first woe coming to pass, that must have been the First World War. What are the other 2 talking about? World War II and World War III. Now, World War II has already come to pass as well, as you can get in Revelation 11 and 14. Let's get it. And really, if you don't have the Spirit on you to get this or understand this, then the Most High doesn't want you to have that on you. You're just going to scoff, all right? Those who are going to scoff are going to scoff. Those who are going to accept this word and understand it are going to accept this word and understand it. But a lot of you are going to scoff, all right? Because prove it. Well, here's this verse. Well, I don't believe it. Well, okay, I can't force you to believe it. I can't give you the Spirit. The only one that can do that is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay? I can't force you to understand this. If you don't get it, you don't got it, I can't help you, okay? I myself, I heard it from men and I accepted it. Those men heard it from men and accepted it, all right? And so on and so forth, okay? But if you're not here to get it, and really, I say hear it from men, but men were teaching it, but really, those men weren't the one that made them understand it. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said, okay, I'm gonna let this person get this understanding. Okay, and that's how, and when they listen to those men, that's how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's word entered into them. All right, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has to allow that. All right, like the apostles and the elders say, we are not waking anybody up. All right, the people that teach this truth aren't waking anybody up. The Lord wakes those people up. We teach the word, all right, but without that person being woke up, they're not going to understand a word that we're saying, all right, because the word that we're saying is coming from the Bible, all right, and you're not going to understand the Bible unless the Lord is truly dealing with you, okay? You're going to be a Christian that thinks they understand. Oh, I understand exactly, when Eve ate the apple. What apple? There was no apple. Stop talking about the apple. It wasn't speaking of an apple, all right, but, and they'll argue with you tooth and nail over some shit that they don't know about. This is Revelation 11 and 14. And it says, the second woe is past. Okay, so now the Second World War is past, all right? The Second World War is past. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, and then what happens after that third woe? Verse 15, and the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. And that's why we're waiting for this war to pop off, because after that, guess what? Yahushua gets his kingdom, and guess what? We get part of that inheritance as well, because he's sharing our reward with us, all right, which is a beautiful thing to do, okay? So, but guess what? You people, all right, you guys, you don't believe, man. Let's get John 3 and 12. Let's get it. It says, and this is what we're speaking of, man. Because if we tell you certain worldly things and you don't even believe us, how are you going to believe us when we talk about, what's in Revelation 9, about World War I, or about, the World War III coming to pass? If you don't believe us with any of the other things we say, how the hell are you going to believe us about, how are you going to believe anything? All right? How are you going to believe anything? Okay? You're not going to believe anything but what you want to believe. All right? A lot of you Jakes out there, and of course you Edomites, all right? You Edomites aren't going to accept that you're going to be, completely and utterly destroyed. You really think you're going to win this war, man, and you're not. All right, there's only going to be one person that wins this war. Can you guess? Do you think it's Russia, or do you think it's Ukraine, or do you think it's America? All right, or there could be a couple more answers. Which one do you think it is? Because it's none of those. All right, the person that's winning this war, all right, or it's the Father and the Son. Well, Yahushua, really. All right, when he comes back to destroys this place. All right, Yahushua is winning this war. All right, not one Edomite or the other. All right, not Ammon. All right, or not no Moabite, all right, or anybody else that decides to join in on the war, all right, none of that, or no Ishmaelite either, all right. Who's winning this war is Yahushua, okay? That's who's winning this war, all right, and it's going to be won by a nuclear missile, all right, and complete destruction of Babylon. It's going to be the first time, all right, in a war, a world war, that a whole country has been wiped out. All right, it's gay, man. Woo! It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be crazy, man. And Babylon the Great. It's gonna be literally hot. All right, with missile fire. So John 3:12. If I have told you, and this is Yahushua speaking. If I have told you of you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things? It says, and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from the heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. Okay, do you want to read up? Well, I'll read from 11 and then down to 12 again, because I really should have grabbed 11. Salakia for that. It says, verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things? All right, and then nobody believes us regardless, man. All right, regardless if we're talking about worldly things or of heavenly things, nobody believes us, man. Nobody believes. Hey, did you see that thing over there? No, I didn't see that. What are you talking about? I don't believe you. Where was it? No, it was the guy was driving real fast down the street. You didn't say, no, I don't believe it. Or whatever the hell. Make up any incident and somebody won't believe you about it. It's always some bullshit, man. This fucking place gotta go. I hate this place, dude. I hate this place. We're waiting for World War III, man, because it's a vexation. You got to work on Sabbath. I worked on, today was Sabbath. I had to go to the plantation. I'm a fucking faggoty-ass coworker. All right, almost everyone there is fucking gay. All right, just gay as shit. All right, fucking got a fucking lesbian, got a faggot, and like all three other people. There's only, only as far as straight people, it's only me and like two other people. All right, really me and one other person. The other person's undecided. Okay, which, you're undecided. Okay, but hey, and the other person's an Edomite that says they're straight, so they're not really straight either. So really, it's just me. Everybody else is gay as fuck. All right, and you have to deal with that shit on Sabbath, man. It's vexing. Okay, it's vexing. Okay, and dude, it's just, whoo. Anyway. Things you got to complain about every now and then, man. We're waiting for Yahushua to return and dead this place, man. And Lord willing, we're part of the elect, and we can be up in the chariots looking down, all right, and seeing all of our coworkers burn. That's what we're waiting for, man. All right, really. All the people that did us harm and did us wrong, and you're crazy. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Or that's a cult. All right, or all this other bullshit. All right, bullshit stuff. All right, all that. All right, all those people, all right, that think, the Hebrew Israelites, they're wicked, all right, that's all the black extremist group, all right. Oh, I forgot. No, they don't call us Hebrew Israelites. They call us Black Hebrew Israelites. So for some reason I'm black now. I don't know how that happened. All right, but I sure wish I looked like it. But hey, unfortunately, I'm stuck in this leprous skin now, ain't I? So would you call me a Black Hebrew Israelite? I don't think you would. Am I a white Hebrew Israelite? Because I ain't white either, so what are you going to call me? A mixed Hebrew Israelite? You fucking dummies. Anyway, this is Matthew 16:1. Let's grab it. Matthew 16:1. It says, and because, the signs could be right in front of your face. There could be a fire in front of you. There's no fire. What are you talking about? I don't see no fire. There's no fire here. You know, as you continue to cover up your eyes with your fucking hand. There's no fire here. I don't believe it. I don't see no fire around, and I hear no crackling. That's you people, man. Matthew 16:1, because there's signs, but you don't hear them. You don't see them. And you Jakes too, you don't see them either. The Pharisees, 16:1, Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the, you look outside and says, hey, there's a storm cloud. It's probably going to rain. Okay. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? You can, it's going to rain. Look at that. Just a little bit of sun start shining through. Oh, look at that. It's clearing up. It's clearing up. Temperature is starting to get a little, I bet next week it's going to be really warm. The temperature starts to drop a little. Oh, next week it's going to be pretty cold. But, you see earthquakes and wars and rumors of wars and, men dressing like women dressing like men and these P-E to the D to the O's with little children, all right, and people doing stuff with animals and all this weird, fucking abominable, freaky, disgusting shit, all right, and you don't know. It's not the end of the world. What are you talking about? Everything's fine. Nothing's fine, dude. Look at it. This place is on its way out, man. It's on its last limb, okay? The same stuff was going on before what happened to Rome, man. All right. So a wicked, it says, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. Okay, so there you go. But you people ain't, we don't believe you. Let's get Romans 3:3. We can close out because, man, you people, we're waiting for World War III. Like I said, man, today at work, man, was vexing as hell. It's one thing having to deal with a bunch of faggots. It's another thing having to deal with a bunch of faggots when, you're in the middle of a new moon, all right? And the spirits are all activated and shit, and fuck, man. This place got to go, dude. This place has got to go, all right? These people are exponentially wicked, okay? Exponentially wicked, all right? The gay shit that comes out of these people's mouth at my work is disgusting. But, other than that, hey, it's decent pay. It's not a hard job at all, what I do, all right? But some days, man, they get extra gay with it. Other days it's fine. They don't really talk about it too much, and the gay guy is the main problem. The women, they don't really talk about being gay too much, all right, until gay conversation starts coming out because of the fucking dude. All right, and that dude, half the time he can be decent to talk to, and then he'll just pop off and start saying gay shit, some of the gayest shit that I will not even repeat. It's just fucking nasty and disgusting. Okay, I don't even like it when dudes talk about the type of shit that they do with their women in bed, let alone a fucking mo. All right, but anyway, Romans 3, or when they start directing that shit to other coworkers or saying some shit to you, and you can't say something or else you're gonna get in trouble or you can have a fucking lawsuit against you. All right. Romans 3 is things they say it makes you want to clock them in the goddamn jaw. All right. Romans 3:1 says, what advantage then hath the Jew, or what profit is there of circumcision? Okay, so same for you Jakes out there. All right? You're not gonna get off scot-free. I'm an Israelite. Okay, cool. I can do whatever I want. Nope, that's not how it goes. All right. It says, verse 2, much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of the Most High. Verse 3 and 4, here's the point. For what if some did not believe? What if you don't believe? What if the prophets, all right, are telling you, World War III is going to come. There's going to be destruction. All right. Yahushua is coming back. All right. The Israelites are the chosen people. And, the Lord of the Bible doesn't love anybody else but the Israelites. All right. And what if this is all being said, but you don't believe? What if you don't believe? What if it hurts your feelings and you don't believe? All right. Or what if you're an Israelite even and you don't believe? What if you just don't believe it? What if you don't want to believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua? You'd rather believe in Jesus Christ and God. All right. What if it hurts your feelings? What if you'd rather do that? Well, let's see. What if you don't believe? It's like you. What if you don't believe? Okay. Verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Verse 4. Yahweh forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in the sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So guess what? It don't mean a damn thing if you don't believe. Oh well. Okay, if you don't believe, was that going to make the truth without effect? Yahweh forbid. No, that's not going to happen. It's not. You're not going. What? You're a stop. I don't believe. Oh, sorry. Got to wrap it up. Guess you don't believe. All right. Guess we can't preach anymore. No, that's not how it works, man. Regardless of if you believe or don't believe, this truth is going to keep on chugging. All right. And World War III is going to keep on coming down that line. Okay. That's on the train and it's chugging. It's going, man. All right, and regardless if you jump out in front of that train or try to jump out in front of that train, I believe, I don't believe, guess what? No matter what, it's still going to keep on chugging. All right, and guess what? If you believe, hey, that's wonderful. That's beautiful. Good. Thank you, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, for that. But if you don't believe, man, step to the goddamn side, all right? Because this ain't for you, all right? And you're not going to slow anything down. All right, we're sick of you unbelievers. All right, we're sick of you wicked, abominable people. All right, and the Most High is going to dead this place, all right? And we have no mercy for you, no compassion for you whatsoever. All right, neither will the Lord, okay? Because we've warned you, all right? We've told you, all right? You heathens, you have something to pay back. You have a debt to pay back to the Israelites, all right, from the things you've done to us. And you Israelites that don't want to hearken, hey, we've warned you, man. We've told you, all right? The Lord has tried to reach out his hand over, and I won't say over and over again, but he's tried to reach out his hand, and what have you done? You have slapped it away. We're not going to have any mercy for you, just as the Lord wouldn't have any mercy for you. All right, because the Lord is the just one. He's the right one. He knows what's right. You don't know right. What's standing there fucking gay as hell, or standing there smoking a black and mild, or standing there being an adulterer. There's another thing. Got another guy in my work that always talks about, this. He's not a Jake. I don't know why I'm making him sound like a Jake, but he's always getting with married women. I told him, I said, dude, you're gonna get fucking shot, dude. But hey, he's an Edomite. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets shot because he's always messing around with married women. All right, and I told him, I said, dude, you got to stop that shit. That ain't right. You're going to end up getting shot one day if you ain't careful. But, hey, so that you got adulterers there and moes and all sorts of abominable people every time, and I know it's not just me. I know you brothers and sisters out there working and going through the same shit. And there's always that one person at work that just vexes the hell out of you, man. So we're waiting for World War III. It's looking pretty good for us. Sure, it's going to be a little scary. The flesh is going to be afraid. But guess what? We got Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, he's dealing with us. All right, and through faith, all right, we believe that he is, and we're part of the hopeful elect. All right, we don't say we're of the elect, but we hope we're part of the elect, being we're the hopeful elect. All right, so hey, we want out of this place. We want Yahweh Shai to be in reign. We want, our Lord over us. We don't want no slimy ass Edomite over us no more. All right, we want the Lord over us, our just Lord, our righteous Lord, who knows right and wrong, not Edomites that are just a bunch of little kids. All right, we're tired of having a 5-year-old over us, man. All right, because that's really what Esau acts like. Okay, we're ready for the kingdom, man. We're ready to get the hell out of here. All right, so this has been a response to we've predicted wars before and we were wrong. Well, guess what? The prophets have predicted wars before and guess what? They weren't wrong. All right, so you should shut your mouth, hey, and prepare yourself to get drafted because, hey, you unbelievers, that's about where you're about to go, man. All right, those little kids that keep on going antagonizing the elder, Alderman Atazak up in South Carolina, guess what? Hey, y'all better prepare yourself. Those kids, you kids, but hey, you better prepare yourself for World War III, man. All right, because hey, you're I don't know how many of them are. There are like 3 or 4 of those little kids that mess around. I see them in the picture. There's like at least 3 I see. I think there's 1 off camera, but there's at least I think there's 4. But guess what? That's prime draft material, man. You're young, able bodies. All right, that are gonna be, buzz your head and send you off to go and fight and die in Russia or right here. So hey, get ready for it, man, because you unbelievers and you heathens, we're gonna have no mercy for you. All right, we're hoping our Lord comes back as soon as possible, man. Sure, it might be a little scary, but we want the hell out of this place. So the prophets have predicted wars before and weren't wrong. You've predicted wars before and might have been wrong, but the prophets weren't. Why? Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai was dealing with them. All right, so that's been the response. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, we're going to close out with that. All right, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to your brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Lord willing, very soon. All right, and Lord willing, until the next one, Shalom.